Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lockdown Economy, a social non-profit initiative by the think tank AlterContacts to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic and reactivate the economy. My name is Arshia Bhatnagar, and today our guest is Aparna Mathur, the co-founder of GLOW, which stands for Growing Leadership of Women. Hello, Aparna aunty. How are you?
Very well. Thank you so much.
So I'd like to start off with if you could just explain to us what the basic business model you have is and what it is that you do as an organization.
Okay. Okay. So I'm a leadership coach and I'm the co-founder of Growing Leadership of Women, GLOW for short. What GLOW does is support women and organizations on their diversity and inclusion journey. And our mission is to enhance inclusion in organizations and really empower women to be able to create a more just and equitable world. So the workshops that we do, whether they are facilitated sessions or small group coaching circles or one-on-one coaching engagements, essentially are designed to empower women. When I say empower, I'm referring to the ability for them to shift their way of thinking, the way they feel, and the way they act. So the framework that we follow at GLOW is what we call the INSPIRE framework. SPIRE stands for spiritual, physical, intellectual, relational, and emotional. So when all these aspects of ourselves, are aligned into a harmonious balance, we are really leading from our full potential.
Definitely. That's
So our workshops are designed around this framework.
perfect.
So we work with women in organizations, we work with women entrepreneurs. We even have a community outreach program where we're supporting young girls from underserved backgrounds through a mentor program. So each girl is getting mentored on their career aspiration, on building confidence in themselves. So that in a nutshell is a little bit about what GLOW does.
Perfect. So it's not just necessarily working with corporations, but you're reaching out to the less advantaged areas as well and working with individuals as well. That's wonderful.
That's right. That's right. So we work with homemakers when we run open enrollment programs, like we've done something called the Vitality Retreat, where we help them align the physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual aspects of themselves. We've also done a program on Ikigai. How can I align my passion, my skills, and how can I make a contribution in the world? So we have different programs on an open enrollment program, but a chunk of our work is with women in organizations, in corporates. And we've done a little bit of work with women entrepreneurs as well. And like I said, the fourth part is the community outreach program where we're supporting young college girls.
Perfect. So how long have you been doing this? When did this organization start and where are you based from?
So Arsha, we started 3 years ago. Both my business partner and I have been working for the last 25 years. We are leadership coaches. We work with organizations on talent development. 3 years ago, we came together and we said, why don't we create a separate space for women? Because in most of our training programs, we found that the challenges that women faced were very different from their male counterparts. And they didn't really have an opportunity to share uh, without any hesitation. So a mixed gender group doesn't allow for that much freedom and space for them to share. By which time also diversity and inclusion was seen as a big agenda by organizations. There's a very clear case for how having diverse teams leads to better business performance. So to 2017, both of us decided to get together and say, let's do this. And that's how GLOW happened.
Perfect.
So it's been a little over 3 years.
So how many clients do you normally have on like a regular business year. Of course, 2020 has been different with the pandemic, but
Yeah. So we have about 10 or 15 clients. And like if you're doing an open enrollment program, of course, we have many more clients coming in. Otherwise, by and large, a chunk of our work, our flagship program is with organizations. We do an immersion program followed by peer learning sessions and then one-on-one coaching. So we have 10 or 15 clients with whom we do deep-ended long-term leadership development journeys.
okay. And what about employees? I know that you're a small business. There's only two of you that founded it. Yes.
Yes, we are. It's just the two of us, but you know what? We have a very wide network of women coaches. So if we were to get a large assignment, our network is far and wide to pull in as many resources as is possible. I think increasingly now the business world is all about a network. So we and leveraging a network of coaches.
And
So yes,
lockdown economy and alter contacts can also help in the networking aspect of it. Yes.
yes, yeah.
So coming to how did your business front actually be maintained, and what did you do on the business front during the lockdown? How did you try to stimulate the business, attract customers, and how was 2020 as a year for you?
2020 has been a very, very unprecedented, unusual year. Um, None of us had kind of planned for this. So in March, when India went into a lockdown, we had to, till then we'd been used to running face-to-face classroom sessions, 2-day program, 2.5-day programs. What we did, the first thing that we did was look at our content, break it down into shorter sessions, online sessions, 2.5 hour sessions, and increase the duration. So say, for example, a month-long engagement or, even longer. So that's one of the first things that we did in terms of, breaking down our content and having everything digitized. So without, of course, minimizing or diluting the impact of the content.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's what we've been doing. The other things that we have started doing is, and something that's being very well received, Arsha, is our Glow coaching circles. We realized right after the pandemic, emotional resilience, anxiety was on the rise, right? I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty, ambiguity that we're all dealing with. So we set up small group coaching circles, about 10 or 12 women come together to share um, and to reflect and to be inspired by each other. So it's a theme-based coaching circle facilitated by one of us. That's either my business partner or I. And we work on a theme, say, for example, managing self, overcoming challenges, emotional resilience, how to build a supportive relationship network. So, based on a theme, but it's pretty free flowing and open ended to allow for a lot of reflection, a lot of sharing, and supporting each other. So, that's something that's been very well received.
Yes, I think it's
Yeah,
also really important because mental health was something that actually received a lot more awareness and was exacerbated through the pandemic because so many people were dealing with their own challenges, whether it's financial, emotional, and all of that plays a part in how you deal with something. And
absolutely, absolutely. Yes, we've been really stretched to our limits this year. So it's been a tough year for many of us. Yeah.
did you end up taking any time off work, or did the business model continue even through lockdown and then prior, even though there were restrictions, but no sort of face to face?
Uh, so yes, of course. I mean, I'm a huge advocate of taking time off. I think it helps me work better. I can't completely do a 24/7 schedule. So yes, of course, I did take time off. And given that we were all locked down, that was an opportunity to spend quality time with family. I had all my family next to me. So that was absolutely wonderful. At the same time, I think I spent a lot of time reading, understanding what's going on, talking to people. So the in a way, the pandemic or the lockdown really gave me the time to slow down. Otherwise, you're so caught up, in just delivering, meeting, running. Suddenly, with travel having been completely um, eliminated, it gave me enough time to look back, read up all those books that I'd been wanting to, hadn't found the time. Look at how we can, sharpen our content, increase the content, the quality of our content. So I think to that end is something at that time or that space to introspect, to read, to write was wonderful.
Yes, definitely. So in terms of now, how is your business going? Is it, the impact that you've had? Do you know how your customers are doing in the present sense? How is your organization dealing?
Yes. So we were affected. I mean, there were a lot of proposals that were in the pipeline, which we were hoping to convert this year. But in March, end of March, all budgets on training, development, diversity, inclusion, everything was frozen. So suddenly everything came to a knot, and we had to get creative to think of what else could we do in these times. So yes, I would say business has suffered. It's now started picking up a little bit. It's not come. I mean, you can hear organizations making the right noises about picking up talent development as well as diversity and inclusion. Unfortunately, in these times, diversity and inclusion and the kind of work that Glow does for women, that took a backseat.
Right.
So, it was talent development initiatives which were being prioritized, and D&I was put on the back burner, which is unfortunate. But things have started moving a little bit. So, I'm hoping the next year would be a lot better.
Yes. So what would your outlook for the next coming months be?
So I'm pretty optimistic. I'm positive about what 2021 will hold for us. Um, So organizations, Arsha, actually realize the importance of diversity and inclusion.
Hmm.
They know that this is something which will add to their business performance. Just because things were getting reprioritized, at the onset of the pandemic, it had to be deprioritized. But I'm pretty sure, given the huge impact that it has on business performance, it will be center staged again, and
Yes.
which is where my level of optimism comes from.
Mhm.
We have seen at a national level, we've seen employment, women employment go down significantly, according to a recent CMIE report. Also, more women have lost jobs as compared to men. When employment opportunities open up, chances are that men will get employed faster than women will. So this has put a spoke and a dent in the overall D&I efforts, so whether at a national level or in organizations. But given its importance, given how important and significant it is in driving performance, I'm pretty sure it's going to be center staged soon enough. So I'm pretty hopeful about next year. And the second aspect is working with women to develop, to help build their confidence and inner leadership capacities. That's something which is also the need of the hour, that if women have to rise up the corporate hierarchy, we need to really invest in them. So I don't think it can be on the back burner for too long.
Definitely. No, I completely agree. I think it's really important. And no, organizations like you are the ones that are actually pushing for diversity and inclusion when, especially in like India, corporate world, it's mostly just boardrooms full of men and maybe one odd woman you'll see. So
That's
it's
right.
really important to have gender equity in corporate sectors as well.
Absolutely. We are getting there.
Yes. So, my last question to you would be if you could name three things or three aspects that you recognize as what you need the most help with.
Hmm. So I wouldn't say three. Let me just state one thing that I would really love and want. is for my work to go to a wider audience, and I'm hoping through this interview it will reach not just all of India but even the entire globe. Now with everything having gone online, location is no longer a constraint. So I would love for women, whether they're women entrepreneurs or homemakers or women in organizations, to really proactively seek mentoring support, proactively seek coaching support. I know these are tough times and we don't need to do it all by ourselves. There's a world of a difference that we can make to our lives and others if we step up, reach out for support. I would love to do glow coaching circles with many more women out there, and help them, be supported by a peer group as also challenged beyond their limitations by a coach. So yes, that's something that I would love to do. So I would encourage organizations to set up coaching circles in their organizations to support women. Equally, I would encourage women entrepreneurs and homemakers to come up and seek coaching support from Glow.
Definitely. I think if there's one thing we've learned this year, it's that there's power in asking for help as well. And
Sorry, could you repeat that, Ashia?
I said that I think if there's one thing that we've learned this year, it's that there's power in asking for help as well. And
Absolutely.
the kind of help
Absolutely.
that you're providing is really important and vital. Yes,
At Glow, we'd like to believe that, when you grow from within, when you're feeling inspired, when you're feeling strong, when you're feeling confident, you really glow. So when you grow is when you glow. And I'd like to see that glow on every woman.
definitely. Well, thank you so much, Aparna Auntie. And thank you for everyone who joined today and who will be viewing this video. Feel free to contact Aparna Mathur using the links in the description of the video. And I invite you to like and subscribe to our channel. In the coming weeks, we're going to share many more insights with you, so stay tuned. And thank you, Aparna Auntie, for joining today.
Thank you so much, Arshia. Complete pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank
All the best, my dear. See you.
you.
Bye-bye.